There are people right now coming into the game thinking that I'm fresh and new on this. Like they don't know how many decades I have under my belt when it comes down to walking the path of the straight and narrow. And so they want me to feel less about myself based on how they are treating me, but it is not a reflection of me. They're reflecting who they are to themselves. They're the mirror that is being held up and saying, look at me. Why can't I do the things that you do? Why can't I stay committed and focused? And see, there's a path in life that when people grow, oh, they elevate to high dimensions. It seems to me when you know where you're headed, when you know where you're going, and people are not going there, even if they are going to benefit from the kickback of what it is you're doing, it's still not good enough. They may still not want to see you elevate to that degree where they can even say, hey, we've connected in some way. Thank you. Thank you for participating with me. Thank you for being a strong support system. I had another, young lady, I was talking to her and, sometimes when you go to present, being a presenter and you share your story, you share your blueprint with people, you got to be very, very careful in how you do that. Because in today's world, people could definitely duplicate your service and you not even know it's being done. I see it. That is a reoccurring nightmare in the area of consultation services in my local and state community. Now, it's okay because you always get another download. You'll always have creative expression, but you have to know at what point you're willing to no longer play the game. There should never be a game that you should play in order to persevere through your success path because it makes you unauthentic. It makes you unrealistic. It's not true. Okay. Shout out to my friend Jordan. As we were talking, or as I was listening to a podcast, I was responding in the chat and I shared how everyone is not out to be conniving and duplicative, or you know how did they say it back in the day when you had a phototype of you and then it's a prototype and someone is trying to fake to be you, and they're walking the walk, they're talking the talk, they're doing this, they're doing that, but they're never going to be able to be you because when the real you shows up, what happens to the unauthentic person? They're no longer existing. They don't exist because the eyesight and the epiphany is on a person who's done the work. Now, if you're not doing the work and someone takes your identity and throws it out there to the wolves, and the next thing you have someone purporting to be you, and then you come up. Some people may not be able to come back from that because people use names and titles and all of that in order to more or less say that this is who I am, but they're not really that person. When you focus on the success path in your life, you must show up for you every day. And even if there's something, that is questionable about your character from a past time, your goal now is to show who you are today by continually creating a life that makes it beneficial for someone else. If there's something that you can do to change the world, to help the world go through this, whatever we're going through, because it is a cycle, there's something happening in the universe that is really bringing an understanding to what people are doing in the dark. And what it does is it comes out to the light. It comes out in conversations. It comes out in podcasts when you look and listen for a message specifically. You can ask a question. I used to do this when I read the Bible back in the day. I would ask a question, just open the Bible, put my finger wherever, and the answer was right under my fingertips. Literally, I remember doing that as a teenager. It's the same exact thing in podcasts where people will say something that is so strategically exact. And you wonder, you're like, okay, is this really God talking to me? I mean, that's the type of relationship that those who are aligned and walk in the success path now hold. They now hold that type of character because we have become one with our technology. So our technology knows exactly what we need to hear. It's just like a husband or a wife, or a guardian. As long as you use it authentically and as long as you use it for the benefit and the success of the path you're on. So I want you to think about that very, very clearly and remember it's okay to let the old go on about its way. You don't have to worry about checking in. You don't have to worry about what ifs. You don't have to feel guilty. You leave it be and let God do the rest. And with that, I really appreciate you. And shout out to John. Good conversation. When it came down to looking at how people can be envious and jealous and focused on one thing that you never would even imagine that they would be focused on. Something that you yourself don't even recognize you possess. But they're looking at you like, I want that. I want that creativity. I want that expression of emotional ability to feel. I want that light. I want that ideology. I want that perspective. But I don't want to do the work. I just want to take it from you. And this is not the day nor the time nor the space in the universe at this time. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, possibly. But at this time, right here, right now, definitely not. So you hold on to what you believe. You hold on to the manifestations of what you're holding to your life. And this is Dr. Dorina Shine. This is episode number 8. Oh, so you successful now. You don't want no game. Hell no, I don't want no games. No games. I'm too old for games. When I was learning the concepts of Monopoly, I was only playing because the money was there. So, I feel like I don't want to play games. I don't need to play games. I'm on a mission. There's a lot of purpose. There's a lot of vision. And anybody that is distracting me, they cannot be a part of what I'm doing. I'm only going to give you a good 5 minutes of my time because my time is too valuable. So you go play with somebody else in the sandbox over there at the park. Because right here, right now, I'm a whole grown, full intellectual success path walker. And I'm not going to stop just because you need an STD. I am not a something to do. I'm going to push. I'm going to push until something happens. Shout out to Tree. And with that, we appreciate you all, and we'll see you next time.